Good evening, everybody, and happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, January the 22nd, and it is a frosty, chilly, very, very cold Wednesday. But we are in January, we are in Canada, so I guess that's just the way it is. How are you guys staying warm? Do you like to drink hot drinks? Do you bundle up? Do you have a favorite scarf or mittens? Do you think this is perfect crafting weather, or are you one of those crazy outdoorsy people who likes to be outside in the cold? Drop that in the comments as we get started and just let us know how you feel about this cold weather. Welcome to What's New. If you are new to us, welcome for the first time. I know we've met many new people online and in the store over the last couple of weeks, so hopefully you are tuning in. And of course, hello to all of our friends in our crafty community. This is Sherry from the Paper Crafters Workshop. Across the room for me, manning the comments, is the Peanut Gallery, aka Matt, the numbers guy, and he is monitoring all the technology stuff. This is us. You can go and find everything I'm going to show you tonight on papercraftersworkshop.ca. Go to the new arrivals tab and pick January, and you will see all these goodies. And just as one last plug, these are all our social channels: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Find us all those places and check out some of the things we've done in the past.
Linda says she hates the cold. She's solar powered.
She's solar powered. I identify with being solar powered.
She's always head to toe in fleece, but it just depends on how many layers.
There you go. Lots of fleece, lots of layers. I particularly love those fuzzy socks that have the little sticky bits on the bottom, so you don't even need to wear slippers. Definitely, I am a fleecy blanket, fleecy sweater kind of gal too, Linda. So we're right there together. There is both a fleecy sweater and a fleecy blanket waiting for me. With the lights that we have in here, it does get a little bit warm. But after this, definitely we'll snuggle in for the evening. Well, you know what? While we're talking about cold gray weather, though I think it was quite sunny today. Was it sunny out today, Matt? I was in the basement most of the day, but
I have no idea.
I know when I went upstairs
cold and windy.
Yeah, I went upstairs for a change of scenery for a meeting that I was in, and there was some sunshine there. But this first little pile of things that I'm going to share with you tonight is absolutely guaranteed to bring you some color, bring you some sunshine, and that is newly arrived, brand new colors from Gina K. She's got 4 new colors. These are the full size ink pads that we have in stock. There is also a coordinating cube if you prefer the small size. If you prefer the large size, don't worry, we've got you covered on both aspects. I know Darlene's been collecting the minis. I typically go for the bigger ones, though. If you caught my Learning Live last night and you saw my, 5 containers of ink cubes, you might call me out on that. But anyways, 4 new colors. We have blue sky, we have sun-kissed coral, we have emerald coast, and we have butterscotch. Ink it, don't lick it. I know, but butterscotch just sounds delicious. I know Darlene's going to be making us up some swatches for the store as well. But just a beautiful, beautiful new sunny palette from Gina K. On top of these guys, we do also have re-inkers. They're just not sexy to look at. I thought you'd like to look at these pretty colors more than looking at little bottles. But there's also, and it looks like my camera might be off just a little bit. Matt, can you take the little banner down, please?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Because there is also cardstock. Let me move over a little bit more.
Trying to find the
Which video?
This one.
Oh, okay. So 4 new colors, of course, to coordinate with the 4 new ink colors. So add to your Gina K collection. I know that she is lots of you are big fans of Gina from the Crop and Create events. Raise your hand if you're coming to see us at the Markham event, Create and Inspire, where Gina will be there. And look at these pretty colors. I bet she'll be using these in her classes. So you're definitely going to want to get stocked on these as soon as you can. So that's Gina K. All right. I think next I'm going to, actually, you know what? Since we did reference last night, Matt, can you please put up that overlay that I showed you? Just a reminder, so last night we did our learning live on organization and storage tips and tricks. Our organization sale continues through the weekend. Get an extra 20% off storage and organization items. That includes Totally Tiffany. That includes our PCW magnets. That includes storage pockets like Avriel, Art Bin, Gina K storage pockets. All the things. If you needed to organize it, it's on sale. All the prices are already adjusted on the website, and of course in the store. You don't need a coupon code. You don't need anything special. Just go and shop and snag what's left of our storage and organization items. Okay, we're good. Next up, and I think I'm going to do this. Matt has graciously printed me some sample photos. We just got the new Concord and 9th in yesterday. There we go. Thank you. And so we haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but Matt has printed me out some great samples. And I think they're super sexy, super fun, especially as we head into Valentine's Day. So let me show you the samples, and as I go through, that will help me pull out the product as well. So this is, so I'm going to be doing a mix and match of Christina Werner's lines, as well as the regular Concord and 9th lines, because they can all mix and match together as well. So this little set here is super cute, and it's probably my favorite out of the whole release, and it is called Tasty Treat Box Dies. So if you look at the little package here, you've got this little panel which makes half the box. You're going to want to cut 2 of these in order to make your cute little treat boxes. So from a size standpoint, once it's made, the height will be just under 4 inches, and the width at the widest part is just under 3 inches. So it's a nice little treat box, really, really cute. You could put a little bit of popcorn in it. You could put other treats in it. It's actually quite funny because just maybe 2 days before we saw this release that was sent to us, Darlene and I both said, they need to do something for popcorn. We need a little popcorn box. And sure enough, here it is. Now there is a coordinating stamp set. I believe we have bundled these together, so they come together when you purchase them from our store. But this gives you the stripes for your treat box, as well as some great little sentiments like love you lots, yum, enjoy, and some little extras to go with that as well. This one's got some open windows, so you could do a treat box like this where it's got a little window peeking out, and I think it's just darling. For a family that loves a lot of popcorn, this one is right in our wheelhouse. What have I got on the next page? I think, yeah, so just another view of those treat boxes. Next up is the mix and match hearts, and they are right here in my stash. So it is a stamp and die bundle again. The stamp is a lot of words, little tiny words like please and soulmate and sweet and cutie pie, lots of great little love words, whether it's for Valentine's Day or for an anniversary card or something like that. And those fit perfectly on these little hearts. So it's to make those little conversation hearts. And by cutting out your hearts, you then are left with a nice background as well. So you can either use the words, you don't need to use the words. But why wouldn't you use the words? They're super cute. So that is the mix and match hearts. Here's another version of that. And that is that for mix and match. Next up, this one I believe is a Christina item. It's right here at the bottom of my pile. I think, there we go. And this one is called Love Letters. Literally the letters of love. But this is similar to, I think there were two previous to this that have this kind of folk arty kind of look, but with a really modern spin, not lots of great stitching on here. And you can make a beautiful cover element like this. And much like the Nutcracker that we had at Christmas time, Concord and Night has offered up some enamel shapes that will perfectly match with the openings in the die. So if you, let me bring this up closer. Hard to tell in a picture, but the hearts here are all those little enamel shapes, and it just gives you that dimension and that little bit of shine. Actually, looks like the leaves are everything there is. Now, if you don't have the dots, or maybe we use them up, you can just die cut them out of the different colors and piece them inside, or just pop it up behind as well. Lots of great options, and I know even this frame is really beautiful and has lots and lots of options. So that is Love Letters dies and enamel shapes. That's part, and I was mistaken. That's not Christina, it is Concord. Next up, we have Burst of Hugs. Now,
Linda says she's in trouble because she's loving everything you're showing.
Oh, wow.
So I said, sorry, not sorry. Because, you know.
Linda, we love you to buy this. So, not, you know, I should always start these lives with a enabler alert warning, you know, like when you used to watch a movie on VHS and it had that big warning that came up that said not for, you know, public display and that kind of thing. Well, this one is enabler. All of them, all the ones on VHS used to say that you couldn't sell it commercially, and you couldn't watch it, you know, like in the park with 50 of your closest friends. It was for home use, not public use.
Okay.
Not that kind. Look at where he's going with this. Maybe he just needs a hug. Maybe he just needs a hug. So last month we showed you the base die for the burst. I think it's called a pop-up burst interactive element. I know Diane H has been playing with it, and she said she's been having lots of fun. And what I'm really excited about is that they are coming out with add-ons to go along with this. So this is the Hugs add-on. And in order to make this pop-up burst, you've got these, I call them picks. I don't know why I'm calling it that, but it's got these little pie piece elements that have the letters on top, and then you cut out the word to change the color on it. And oh, here's a good example of what those all look like. So you can do some really fun stuff, you know, mixing and matching colors, customizing things, and then adding a sentiment onto that banner. There is a coordinating stamp set as well. I think, did we leave these separate, Matt? I think we did, because they would have been in a bundle here, because you could use these banners without the Hugs die. But why would you want to? You're going to want to get it together. So this is just a really fun interactive die. And remember, if Concord is a fabulous company in this respect, every product has a little QR code on the bottom. You're just going to take your phone, you're going to scan it. It's going to take you right to their YouTube channel, which will show you how to use it, how to put an interactive die together, for example, and give you some great inspiration as well. So Burst of Hugs. And then I'm going to show these two together. Actually, I'm going to show all three of these together. We're now digging into the Christina Werner line, and she has come out with not one, not two, but 3 darling little dies. Then we're gonna, oh, I look at that. I got them in the right order as well. These are cute little 3x4 sets. This one gives you the cover plate so you can either use the detail or the negative space. This one is Happy Love. So, sorry, let me go back. This is Love You So Much. This one is Happy Love Day. And this one is You Make Me Smile.
Which one am I getting for Valentine's Day?
Which one are you getting for Valentine's Day? Whichever one you make. Oh, the look I'm getting? Well, maybe I better pick one, right? Tell me, guys, what one should I make for Matt? Which one? Put those in the comments. He's walking away. He better not do that because he's the tech guy. So these are great little sentiments, but they've got some extra little elements to each as well. Like I said, this one you could do positive or negative. This one, Happy Love Day, actually has a coordinating little stamp set. Well, once again, has the little words, and it's got the 2 hearts. Now, the hearts match up with the die here, but you could also use this on its own. And then lastly, over here with You Make Me Smile, she has done it where she's done each word in a different color and built it up on that white shadow background. Now, there's something else that you might see in both of these 2 samples that is also really fun, and that is the stencil background. This is Happy Love Day stencils. There are 4 stencils in total to give you this variegated, multicolor, multi-size look for your card panels. And I love that they are nice and big. They are a 6x9 size. So you could stencil to your heart's content, maybe throw a paste through that as well, let it dry, and then cut it down. You've got at least 2 cards, could even be more if you then slice and dice it to make it work for your cards.
Joan and Faisy are my new favorites.
Okay.
They say I deserve all 3.
You deserve all 3.
Yes.
Well, now. So 1 from Joan, 1 from Faye, and 1 from me. That works for me. Anyways, we all give Matt lots of love. So, you know what? Maybe he'll just have to be surprised. I'm not gonna tell him now. He's gonna have to wait and see. Well, there is that too. Maybe Darlene can help you. Anyways, those are.
That Love You So Much one. That one is a stamp set that shows that's the background.
Oh, this one? Okay, I'll come back. Oh, so why don't I talk about that now? There we go. So there is also a 6x6 diagonal background. I was looking at these stripes, but Matt's talking about these stripes that are there. They took a strip of it here. They took a strip and decorated up. You know what? Everything mixes and matches. So that is that. Next one is called Our Love Story. And you know, when you saw these previous ones with their nice, clean, sharp lines and everything else, this one really takes a little bit of I'm going to say a right turn because it's a good thing. But look how beautiful and almost, is it Art Deco? Is it Gothic? I'm not even sure what the name of it. Somebody.
It looks foiled.
Well, I think what they did is they used gold embossing powder because it is a stamp. I thought so as well. I thought, oh, have they done a better press plate? Have they done a foil plate, something like that? But my guess is that they heat embossed it, used an embossing powder. So this is Our Love Story. It even comes with the sentiments. It does fit a full A2 card panel, but this would also, if you were a scrapbooker, this would make a beautiful title element on your page, and it would just be absolutely beautiful. So whether you embossed it like they do in the sample here, or do it in just like a nice crisp black and watercolor some key elements, I think it would be absolutely stunning. So just a beautiful, very different take than the rest of the collection. And what a nice sentiment too. Our Love Story is my favorite. Except, of course, that they've spelled favorite wrong. But, you know, we won't go there. Here's another version where they've embossed it in the white. And my guess is they stamped it in each of the colors, then cut the strips and put it back together. Very striking impact. Next up is Knit with Love. this is a stencil. Only 2 pieces to this stencil. One is for the positive space, so the heart and the 2 little lines of stitching, and the other one will be for the background. So if you want that look of stitching without actually having to stitch, knit, crochet, whatever, then this stencil gives you a really cute idea. It's not as impactful on this one. The next one, look at that. So here they only did do the one stencil of the outline. They left the heart and the stripe unstenciled, so you got a nice blank space in which to fill in your message. And then last but not least, this one is called Mixed Greetings Love. We've got 2 samples here, so let me just.
The previous ones are also mixing in that same
stamp set. Okay, so this is a great little sentiment set. I personally am a big fan of nice, bold, impactful fonts, especially if you're going to emboss. It gives you lots of great space to work with. But I love that there's such a mix of fonts on here, and then the die to cut them out goes with that. So that rounds out the Concord and Ninth and Christina Werner January release, really leaning into Valentine's Day, because with Valentine's being, in the first half of the month, you want to get those cards done. And again, we're calling them Valentine's Day, but they could be anniversary cards. Some of these, sending hugs could be for a friend. You could do it for Galentine's Day. Matt wants to make some cards for his guy friends for Palentine's Day. Yeah, he's looking at me funny.
What?
That's what you told me. You said, why isn't there a guy's day?
Yeah, we don't make cards.
Well, I think you should. Anyways, we digress. So that is Concord and Ninth. I'm going to grab a sip of water, and then we have one last brand new collection for you. And this is for our friends who love Elizabeth Craft Designs. So we just got in the latest art journal collection from David. Darlene and I had a lovely chat with Els. Was it only early this week, or was it the end of last week?
I think it was the end of last week.
Might have been the end of last week. So we kind of have some inside information as to, I'm not going to spill, but we're going to see a lot of good stuff coming from Elizabeth Craft, and there's going to be a nice pattern of, journal and planner and other stuff being worked in, and this really kicks things off strong with this new art journal release from David. Now, I'm going to be fully transparent. I am not an art journal person, so I may misspeak on some of these items. We do have some samples to show you as well. But Darlene has done some work in the product pages. So if you go to our website to look up a particular product in this release, there will be a link that will take you to David's release launch video, which will explain things a lot better than I'm sure what I'm going to do tonight. And Darlene has also graciously volunteered that she's going to talk about art journaling and this collection on Learning Live next week. So bookmark your calendar, write yourself a post-it note. Don't forget, join us Tuesday, not February, we're not in February yet. January 28th at 8 p.m. if you want to learn more about art journals. To give you some context, we actually have 2 different sizes of art journal. There is this little guy here. This one is called, so when I ordered it, it was called the passport size, but Darlene is calling it the ATC journal. And then we have the actual art journal, which is a little bit more of a square footprint. Inside, so with the gray ones, there is a little pocket inside, and then it's got your little elastic straps. They're very sturdy in here. I'm pulling on them, but they're very sturdy. So this is what's going to hold all of your pages together, and then your outer elastic goes around to hold it closed. There is also more of a tan or brown color. The only difference is this one does not have those slash pockets on the inside. So this is the ATC or passport size. This is the, that they call it the square XL, also in the brown. And they come in this beautiful little fabric bag. So once you're creating, you want to keep it safe and protected, then it's got that little bag to just tuck things away. So the gray and the tan in both sizes, that is what the art journals from David are housed in. They are, everything that you build is going to be tucked inside here. So that then leads us to the release. And maybe I'll do the same as what I did with Concord. We've got journal sleeves fillers number 2. And David has done all kinds of journal fillers. Well, not all kinds, I guess just one, because this is number 2. But these are very intricate dies that can go either right inside your journal or on the, just on an inner panel. So it's got both an inner layer and an outer stitched frame, which is lovely. And you've got the square, you've got the more 3x4, and then the smaller size. This would be more of your ATC size, and then lots of elements to go inside there. Oh, look, there's a bonus die on the back. Surprise! But wait, there's more. So that is the journal sleeves filler A2. When you're talking about sleeves, there are 2 different sizes. So these are the journal sleeves. This is the ATC journal sleeves. So this one you would, it's almost like 2 of these put together. There is a spine here that you would then fold them over and tuck in that smaller passport size journal. These ones have an adhesive strip that you can use to flip and flap. And I'm sure Darlene will get into all of that. We have had those before. That is, Matt is correct that is just a restock. All right, what's on my next page? Oh, more journal sleeves filler number 2. So pretty. And then we have laced. So laced is this die right here. So you've got your big, beautiful pocket with that butterfly right there. You've got lots of flowers. And then, of course, it wouldn't be called laced if it didn't have this beautiful lacy panel. This outer piece here is just a base page that you can then build on to create the elements in your journal. All right, do we have another laced? So there's another version of laced. And it's bringing in some of the stamps as well, which I will. Yeah. So here is the stamp size called Journal Phrases 4. It is a stamp and a die. So one big stamp that you stamp and get all the sentiments, and then a die to cut them all out and treat them as individual sentiments that you can use on your project. All right, next up is called the Shielded Window. Sorry, one second. I talked way too much last night, and now my voice is catching up to me. So this is called Shielded Window. It's got these beautiful little shutters. A couple of pictures. Okay. There we go. So here you could make a nice window with the shutters, or you can just treat it more like a door. So that's kind of what is in the whole set there. Some other great examples. And I love that it's got that wood grain texture that's going to get embossed right into your paper. It's got some little butterflies, some tabs, and then a little pocket type thing in your base page as well. All right, that looks like lots of fun. Oh, there's a third one. So there it's using some of the foliage from one, or the flowers from one of the other dies. The number 5 makes me want to say Mambo number 5, but that's not the kind of thing we're talking about tonight. All right. No, I'm not gonna, and trust me, you don't want me. You don't want me to sing. So here is an example of the Journal Phrases 4. So they just use the phrases on the different elements. That's this stamp set that we spoke about. And the rose stamp. This one is beautiful. Make sure I get the right one. This one. Yeah, so this one is simply called Rose, and it's this beautiful rose in kind of a collage type thing. This is very reminiscent of some of the 49 Market style as well, where it's got the flower and then and even the simple vintage from Simple Stories, where it's got the words and it's just a very collagey type element. So this is a stamp set. And you could be very precise, or you can be a little bit more abstract and loosey-goosey with your coloring. And then the other one that Matt was referencing is this one here called In Full Bloom. So you've got the rose in the vase, a little mark making stamp set, a couple of sentiments, and then some very scrolly type flourishes to use on your projects. Then we've got the hinged stamp and die.
Yeah, I didn't get this one.
I did see a little bit, and this picture does not do it justice. This is a little bit better.
It looks like something sticking out of paper.
Well, it does. It does have a very three-dimensional kind of element to it. And these are literally meant to be hinges for your doors or your windows, or just make it look like you've got a panel that opens up, whether it actually opens up or it just creates a faux hinge kind of look. I think that's really cool. It really has that. And even, I don't know, from what I can see, my eyes are playing tricks on me. It's doing some cool stuff. And then there is the coordinating dies that will help you cut those out and turn them into actual hinges. We've got one last stamp here that it does, no, we don't seem to have a sample for, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. This one is called Just Write. Write as in W-R-I-T-E. So you've got your pens, your calligraphy nibs, your ink pots, little binder clip, the little magnifying glass, and then some really cool flourishy corners that you can use in your projects. And then one last thing, this is a restock. This was something that Darlene asked us to bring back in. Els was out of it for a little while and has come back, and that is the Elizabeth Craft Soft Finish cardstock. The cards, it is a white cardstock, but it does have just that little bit of creamy undertone to it. And it is one of those papers that can be good for a lot of different things. You can use it for watercoloring and a little bit of mixed media. You could use it if you just want to do some die cutting. It does, the one side does have this little, very delicate pebble finish to it, which makes it very different than any other cardstock that we've seen out there. So we now have that 25 pack back in stock. It would be perfect for these art journal pages and elements. And if you haven't tried it, then maybe get together with a friend, split the pack, and give it a try, because I think you'll really love it. And Darlene can talk a little bit more about that paper as well in her Learning Live next week. So folks, that is it from us tonight. Don't forget about our storage and organization sale. We've got some new colors here from Gina, and we've got Concord, and we've got Elizabeth Craft. And I want you to watch your inboxes pretty closely over the next week or so. There are a lot of things that have been in the works from a planning standpoint that are finally starting to come together. And we're going to have some pretty cool announcements next week, some new classes, something else that we're working on that I think all of you are going to find lots of fun. And then, of course, our usual Learning Live and what's new next week as well. So keep an eye on this space, keep an eye on your inbox. And the one thing you can count on, besides the fact that it's still going to be cold, is that we're gonna get you crafting, and we're gonna have lots of fun together. So have a good rest of your evening, have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night, everyone.